Welcome back to part 2 of my Microsoft project little video. Hopefully I won't repeat anything. I think where we left off I was about to put the page, the numbering on automatically. We don't put our numbering on ourselves. If we put our own numbering on, if we were to change tasks, add tasks, delete tasks, all our numbering would be incorrect. We therefore allow Microsoft Project to number all our deliverables and our activities. So to do this, I go to my format option at the top of my screen, my menu option, and just above where we put on the project summary task, I'm going to click on outline number, and you will see that all this numbering has come on for us. It's a toggle switch, which just means it's an on off, which is really important because we need to be able to add and delete activities as needed. The next thing we're going to do is set up a start date. So I'm going to go to Project Information. Here I have an option. Here it says Project Start Date. You have an option of Project Finish Date as well, but I'm going to leave it at Start Date. And I'm going to make this the 1st of October. And I'm going to go OK. And you'll see here that my start of my project now is the 1st of October, not the 2nd of September as it was earlier. To set up, there's some marks allocated for a calendar and work patterns. So to set this up, I'm going to go to my project option once again, and I'm going to go here to where it says change working time. And here, this is where we will set up anything to do with our calendar. We're going to create a new calendar, and I'm just going to call it, give it something meaningful so that I recognize it, or your lecturer marker recognizes it as being a calendar related to your assignment. So I'm just going to call this holiday calendar. Holiday project calendar. And I'm going to leave it as creating a copy from my standard. Okay, and you'll see at the top now it says holiday project calendar. Alright, so there's various things I can do. I've got two little tabs here. One says exceptions and one says worksheets. Exceptions is where you can put on your public holidays. So I'm just going to go to October and just pretend that the 16th of October is a public holiday. And the reason this is important is because Microsoft Project then will exclude that day when it's calculating how long this project will take. Okay, so I'm just going to go OK. Going to go back in, go to October, choose my right calendar, holiday project calendar, and you'll see there that on the 16th it's a public holiday. Alright, I have another option, and that is I can go to work weeks over here, and for example, let's say we go to details. Let's say on Fridays I am not going to work afternoons. So let's go set days, these days to specific working time. And by default Microsoft Project has set us up to work 8 to 12, 1 to 5. And let's just make that 8 to 12. So I'll delete this. And go OK. And then when I go to Fridays and I look over here, I can see that I'm only working a few hours. It would most probably be a very good idea for you to take a screen grab using the snipping tool of that and dropping it into your assignment. And then also I'm going to click on work weeks, and then I'm going to click on a Friday, and then a screen grab of that, so that your marker can see that you have set it up with your calendar at the top. I think that's a very good idea. There is a video on how to use the snipping tool. I suggest you use that as well. Alright, I think that's everything. Before you finish, please make sure that everything down the side here looks the same. Okay, you've got no light blues, you've got no strange looking symbols. Everything looks beautifully flowing here on the right hand side in your Gantt chart. Okay, and then once you've done that, please make sure you've saved it, obviously. And the last thing I need to do is to show you how to print this. Printing's a little bit tricky if you're not familiar with it. So when everything looks pretty and your columns are automatically widened, you can think about printing. Now the thing with printing in Microsoft Project is that everything to the left of the split bar, in terms of what is going to appear in the columns, every full column will be shown on the printout. So I, for example, don't want to see that predecessor column. So if I take my split bar and I put it anywhere inside that column, it means it cannot see the full column. It means it's not going to print it. So it's only going to print my task name, my duration, my start and my finish, and then my Gantt chart on the right hand side. So the first thing to do is to make sure you've saved it, then put it into the middle of your predecessor column. I'm then going to go File, Print. Oh, it's a bad example. And because this is such a little project with just a few lines, it has automatically fitted beautifully onto one page. But what you will find is that as soon as it's a substantial project like you're doing, it's going to possibly say that it's printing over 6 pages. So let me show you how to fix that. You'd go to Page Setup, very much like you would do in Excel. And here in my scaling, I would say Fit To. I would always say 1 page wide, and maybe 2 pages tall. See what if it does anything. Okay, I'm forcing it to go over 2 pages, which is going to look ugly, but for you guys it'll work if you've got a bigger project than this. So for you to make it presentable and to be able to print nicely, you just go there again. You're going to click on Page Setup, you're going to go Fit To, and you're going to play with these numbers here. 1 page wide by 2 pages tall. You must probably, that will work really, really well for you. Alright, I'm just going to make this 1 because mine looks ugly like that. And then the trick is obviously to make sure that it prints beautifully. Alright. Go back. Alright, so if you've got any questions on Microsoft Project, there's YouTube videos, there's a whole lot of other things you may come across. You're welcome to ask me, drop me an email, and I'll see if I can help you. Alright, good luck.